What's up everyone, this is FP6 bringing you some more Go Battle League battles here in the Great League, and in today's video I'm going to be showcasing a team that I think I've covered before or covered a very similar team comp to it, but this is like one of my favorite go-to try-hard teams. And what I mean by this is that being a content creator, I'm constantly trying a bunch of different teams and trying to create new teams to provide you all with good content and new possible team comps that you can run and that I think that are strong. What tends to happen is when I'm making all of these new teams, a lot of the times, sometimes the team just does not work out, and sometimes I'll just go very, very negative, like 0-5 or 1-4. And so when I'm just looking to pick up some wins and looking for some consistent gameplay with a team that I'm very comfortable with, this is definitely one of my favorite teams to go to. So G-Fisk in the lead, Pelipper on the safe swap, and Venusaur in the back. This is just such a well-rounded, balanced team. Yes, it's very meta, like G-Fisk is extremely meta, but Pelipper as the safe swap is still really, really powerful. Very few people run an electric type in the back, and so you have a lot of potential to flip swap advantage with that Pelipper safe swap, and Venusaur is going to be a nice hard counter to any like mud boys that you'll see in the lead. So let's jump right into these battles. I think in this first set I make so many mistakes, but as the sets go on, I think I do make some slightly better plays. So against Venusaur in the lead, there's a bunch of different ways that you can play this out. I think no matter what in the 2 shield, if your opponent does not get an extra Vine Whip through, you can play it out a bunch of different ways. You can go straight Earthquake, you can go straight Rock Slide, or you can bait with Rock Slide on some of these moves. And either way, I'm pretty sure it turns out favorable for the G-Fisk. I know for sure in the 2 shield you can go straight Rock Slide and barely win that, but it is a very close matchup, so I'm able to take the lead there. I know I'm going to get farmed by something. They actually bring out their own G-Fisk, which is really not great for me, but I'm going to be able to get to this Earthquake and draw the last shield. I just have to let this go down. Tough call on what to bring in here. I'm going to bring in my Pelipper onto a loaded G-Fisk. This is definitely questionable, but I'm wondering if whether or not there's a Bastiodon in the back. I was predicting that maybe this would be Venusaur double steal, and I think what ends up happening is that I was wrong on my prediction. I eat an Earthquake there, which is not great. I was hoping that they would bait. It's actually a Mew in the back, so I read this completely wrong. The problem is, shields down, the Mew is also going to be powerful against my Pelipper as well, so I was in a tough spot regardless. Now, unfortunately, this G-Fisk is going to be able to mudshot down my Venusaur, and they're still barely outside of Weather Ball range, and they have a lot of stored energy. So I overfarm as much as possible, and I'm pretty sure this is a CMP tie here. Pelipper does win the CMP tie, but Weather Ball is not enough, and they're able to get to that Rock Slide. So sometimes I misread backlines, and that was definitely a case there. I thought it was going to be a Bastiodon in the back, so potentially saving 2 shields for my Venusaur was going to be the win condition there, but I was incorrect, and my opponent was able to take that game. All right, I don't have a response for a Hypno safe swap. Definitely don't have a response for a Hypno safe swap because Pelipper is going to get wrecked by the Thunder Punches. Venusaur is going to get wrecked by the Confusions and the Fire Punches. So at this point, I have to just stay in here and chip as much as possible. I should have swapped to Pelipper right there, though, right after I threw the Earthquake, because I could have potentially gotten to a Weather Ball before this Hypno could get to a Thunder Punch, because now I'm totally screwed against that Altaria. Even though I had a favorable lead, I'm in a really tough spot. I know whatever comes in is most likely going to farm me, so I'm just going to safe swap my Pelipper. My opponent does a great job of instant swapping their Altaria, and at this point there is pretty much nothing that I can do because my Venusaur is going to be stuck against that Toxicroak in the back. So what I should have done against that Hypno right when I landed that Earthquake and I absorbed a Fire Punch, should have just immediately swapped to Pelipper at that point, and I would have been barely able to outpace the Hypno getting to the Weather Ball before it could land a Thunder Punch. That would have at least forced a shield, or if they let it go down, the Altaria comes back in and my G-Fisk is still healthy enough to threaten it. Obviously, the Toxicroak in the back was still going to be an issue, but in even shielding scenarios, depending on if they fail a bait or not, it's actually not that bad for Venusaur. So I'm going to bring out my Venusaur here. Shields are down. I tried to catch a Sludge Bomb on my G-Fisk. That's what that move was there. But my opponent Very, very smart, able to hang on to their energy there, and this is going to be a Sludge Bomb here for sure. And it barely doesn't take me out, but they're able to counter me down. Really nice play by my opponent. They had a tough lead there, but my backline could not hang. All right, this Umbreon matchup is fairly neutral. It's very rare that the Umbreon shields the first move, so typically I like to just go straight Earthquake. And I'm throwing my Earthquake right here because I'm trying to guarantee that they don't get an entire free Snarl's worth of energy. They do shield that first move. That's fine. I'm going to get to another Earthquake here. I'm perfectly okay losing this lead if I can put the Umbreon in a range where I can farm it with either of my back Pokemon. So I know that I will still survive this foul play, so I'm actually not shielding this. And I really want to get to this Earthquake. I'm able to get to this Earthquake. I have not shielded a single move yet. So I'm wondering if they're going to double shield. They double shield their Umbreon. I potentially should have just swapped Pelipper there to not get farmed all the way down. But we'll see what they have in the back. I'm going to bring out Pelipper. I can tank one foul play. I don't know how much energy I can get off of this because I definitely cannot wing attack this all the way down. Potentially might shield this, yeah. Overfarm a little bit more. And then I'm just going to throw right here. I'm up a shield. Worst case scenario, there's a Skarmory in the back. That's the worst case scenario here. They bring out an Azumarill. So I am very worried that whatever is in the back is weak to this Pelipper, like an AWAC or something like that. So I'm going to shield this up and then swap to my Venusaur. It's actually a Jirachi, which has a decent amount of play against my Pelipper. So I'm curious as to why they did end up bringing out Azumarill. They probably just hard read my backline, but check this out. I'm able to get 2 Frenzies off here because my opponent is over farming for some reason. And then I'm just going to be able to get to this Frenzy Plant. So I'm not sure why my opponent did not throw a Doom Desire. They must have miscalculated how much energy I had on my Venusaur. And so I'm still able to take that out in the back there. Good game. Okay, Talonflame lead. This team does struggle against Talonflame a little bit. And if I remember correctly, I played this match like an idiot. I'm going to throw a Rock Slide here. The timing was pretty good. Talonflame can barely survive one Rock Slide, but after these Mud Shots, it's going to do a lot of damage. I'm able to get to another Rock Slide here, but I'm getting incinerated down. I make a terrible play here and just aggressively swap my Pelipper. I should have let my G-Fisk go down to guarantee that I can have my Pelipper in this matchup, because now I'm hard punished with a Bastiodon, which is so bad. And my G-Fisk doesn't have enough health to do anything against this Bastiodon. And the Talonflame still has too much health that a Sludge Bomb is not going to take it out from my Venusaur. So, very bad play on my part. I really needed to let it go down. And this is a tough call right here. I have to just let this go. One Weather Ball would have slightly not KO'd the Bastiodon at that health. At this point, I think I'd attempt to catch a move, and I fail. And I continue to get farmed down. Yeah, this is very, very rough for me. I have to shield this. I have to farm this all the way down. I know the Talonflame is... Okay, they bring in their Swampert here because they want to force me to throw energy. I can't farm this all the way down because I will risk getting hit by a Sludge Wave. They bring out the Talonflame, and as you can see, this Sludge Bomb I don't think is going to be enough. And they're going to be able to get to a move right here. Very unfortunate for me. And it's going to be able to take me out. Good game. I played that absolutely terribly, and I had the backline to be able to win that match, but I definitely threw it. All right, out comes Unova Stunfisk. Venusaur is a very solid response to this. Yes, the Mud Bombs will be hitting for neutral. But I definitely can't bring my Pelipper onto it, and I don't want to stay in that lead matchup because I want to guarantee that my G-Fisk can stay aligned with the Skarmory, because that's a very positive matchup. I'm intentionally getting hit by as many charge moves as possible so the Skarmory gets less farm off of me, and I should be able to rip off one Frenzy Plant on the Skarmory, which is decent chip damage. Even though it's double resisted, this will help my G-Fisk out just a little bit. So obviously going to bring out the G-Fisk. It's a Scrafty in the back. I immediately swap, and at this point, it's pretty much a good game. If my opponent double Power-Up Punch baits me, they do have slight play here because they have a slight energy advantage, and I didn't get a wing attack through there. It was CMP. I'm just going to let this first move go, and they actually go for foul play because I recognize that if they were able to successfully double bait me, that's their win con. And so no matter what, I no shielded the first one, but at this point they can just go straight power up punch. So the fact that they were able to land that first foul play was actually pretty huge for them, because they can pretty much just counter me down at this point. But luckily I was able to take them out, and I was able to maintain that alignment throughout the entire match there. Good game. All right, the mirror match. It's always scary. I don't think there's truly a correct way to play this out. If you want to bait, go for it. If you want to go straight for the earthquake, go for it. But this is so risky to not shield the first move. So I'm over farming there. Oh, this might be the match where somehow my opponent gets like an insane amount of energy advantage against me. Look at this. I'm 2 mud shots away from an earthquake. And somehow they're at an earthquake. And I didn't see them get one through on that first move. So that's very strange. Very, very strange. They're outside of Frenzy Plant range. This definitely caught me off guard. I don't know how my opponent got 2 invisible mud shots through. And I get baited right there. Really bad for me. Out comes a Whimsicott. So I'm just going to overfarm and then throw a Sludge Bomb here. They let it go. This is a very crazy match. I'm going to throw this Frenzy Plant here. I'm wondering if they're weak to Venusaur in the back. They shield that. So now I'm going to get fancy and catch an Earthquake on my Pelipper. And I also got a Wing Attack through. So now I'm going to be able to get to this Weather Ball. This is going to take it out, and then we will see what's in the back. It's a Politoed. And then at this point, they either crashed their app or I don't know, but I'm just going to throw Hurricane here. Yeah, they either lagged out or crashed their app, but this Hurricane is going to do a lot of damage. Able to come back from that just absolutely atrocious like lag or whatever happened in the beginning, and still able to win that game there. Good game. All right, Jellicent in the lead. Kind of tough because Pelipper struggles against this. Obviously, Venusaur is the best response, so this is a lead that you kind of have to stay in and play out a little bit. They go straight Bubble Beam. That's the correct play. Because now these Earthquakes are not doing nearly as much damage, but I'm fully willing to just sack this lead. And if I come out of this with a shield advantage, that's pretty great. Even if this is Shadow Ball, I'm not going to shield it. It's just another Bubble Beam. So most likely my opponent is going to have to shield up one of my moves here. I go for the aggressive Pelipper swap right there to snipe it down before it can get to a move. Out comes Skarmory. This is beautiful. This is exactly what I needed to have happen, because I needed to bait out the Skarmory so the Venusaur doesn't have to see it. And now my G-Fisk is still healthy enough that it's going to have play against this Skarmory. And because I'm being very careful with my timing of my moves here, I know that I can either win switch or burn shields on this Skarm. So I will shield this up. Gonna throw right there. I'm wondering if they're gonna shield or if they're just gonna sack this. They let it go. They have a Swampert in the back, so I'm just gonna stay in here, force them to throw energy, burn a shield with this Weather Ball. They farmed up a lot, and so I don't actually want to bring out my Venusaur onto a loaded Swampert. So I think I actually bring in G-Fisk here. Force them to throw. Oh, I do bring out my Venusaur. Okay, yeah, I just reveal it at this point, and then they knew that it was over there. Good game. All right, Toxicroak lead, not great. But I'm just going to switch into my Pelipper here. I've done this before where I've just swapped Venusaur there, and I've been hard punished with a Skarm or like an Altaria or even an AWAC sometimes before. So even though Pelipper is my hard counter to Toxicroak, Pelipper is much more flexible than Venusaur, so you just kind of got to stick to the plan there. I'm in a tough spot here. However, I can easily threaten that Toxicroak if I have enough energy for an Earthquake. So all I need to do here is guarantee that I leave this with as much stored energy as possible, so I'm farming up a lot. They give up switch advantage, so I'm going to bait with a Rock Slide here. And they shield it. So now I can comfortably get to an Earthquake. Shield once, get to this Earthquake. The Toxicroak is going to be gone. They still have a Zweilous, which is tough for my Venusaur, so this definitely is a tough team comp I'm running into here. But no matter what, I'm just going to blind swap. It's a Whiscash in the back, and they're still stuck because their switch clock is not up. This is great for me. I know this is just a mud bomb. I'm over farming as much as possible because I want to be able to throw a sludge bomb onto that Zweilous. Out comes the Zweilous, and I'm just going to shield whatever this is and go for the sludge bomb, and I should be able to take this out. Tough lead. Tough switch in too. Zweilous is kind of tough to deal with there, but able to take advantage of them giving up switch like that and capitalize on that. Okay, I misplay this terribly. You have to stay in with G-Fisk against Meganium, at least for a little bit, because Venusaur is the hard counter, and now I'm hard punished with the Bastiodon here, which is really, really not great. The G-Fisk Meganium matchup, even though it's not favorable for G-Fisk, at least you can hit for neutral with Rock Slide. So this is really not good. I'm down a shield. I'm really hoping my opponent shields this. But they are so smart. Look at that. They do throw energy, which I think is technically a mistake because they could have farmed me all the way down. Some people don't realize that depending on their Bastiodon's IVs, they can comfortably tank 3 Weather Balls. So sometimes I'm able to get a shield in that matchup, but my opponent was very, very smart and just no-shielded everything. I need to try to catch a Frenzy Plant here. I need to try to catch some resisted damage on my Venusaur. So I'm counting their moves. Gonna throw a Rock Slide here. Trying to keep track of their energy. And then I'm able to catch a Frenzy on my Venusaur. If it's a G-Fisk in the back, I still have a little bit of play, but props to my opponent. They're running Shadow Banette. And unfortunately, this Banette's going to be able to get to 2 moves before I can Vine Whip down or get to 3 Frenzies. And so I'm trying to just burn both shields here and then hope that I can get to a Rock Slide. But they're going to farm me all the way down and then have a Shadow Ball stored for my G-Fisk. So unfortunately, there was no win con there for me. I did burn both shields, but I don't have enough energy. Plus, the Banette would have won CMP anyway, so they're able to take me out there. Good game. Very nice. Cool team comp for sure. Toxicroak lead, not great, but going to stick to the plan, swap the Pelipper. And out comes Altaria. This is totally fine for me. The Venusaur does not have to see this. This Hurricane is going to do a lot of damage. If I get a shield from this, I'm very happy with that, but I don't. That's okay. There's no point in trying to regain switch here because Venusaur is not a good response to Toxicroak. So again, what I'm going to do here is build up as much energy as possible so I can get a shield from the Toxicroak when it comes back in. They Dragon Pulse me. It's fine. None of this damage really matters. I'm going to throw a no bubble Rock Slide, hoping that I can potentially Mud Shot down, but it unfortunately does KO. They actually bring in Swampert, so I'm just going to bring in my Venusaur, and they bring in Toxicroak. This is really tough alignment for me, but if I can call a Mud Bomb bait, which I'm able to successfully do, it puts me in a better spot. Still going to be really, really difficult though. My opponent is going straight Mud Bomb, so the fact that I no-shielded that first one is good for me because it's going to be very difficult for them to try to counter down. They did not get extra counter through there. I just really need to get to this Frenzy, and I'm able to get there. Shields are down, so I just need to put this Swampert into Earthquake range. It's not in Earthquake range quite yet, but I immediately switch out so I don't get Mud-Shotted down. I land the Earthquake. Now I just need to get to the Rock Slide here and hope that the Swampert will not be able to get to another Hydro. And I'm barely able to get there. Really, really tough team to come back from. But able to take that victory there. Good game. G-Fisk into another Tox. I saw so many Toxicroak leads. Oh, I actually safe swapped the Venusaur here. So I would not recommend this play because it's very risky. If they have an Altaria or if they have an AWAC or if they have a Skarm in the back, it's way too risky of a play. They actually end up coming in with Frostlass and I have an energy advantage. We get to Frenzy Plant and Avalanche at the same time. But if they double shield, there's no way that I can regain switch. And that is what happens. Unfortunate for me. I have to hope that my Pelipper up a shield can sweep whatever's in the back. I really hope that I survive whatever this is. They actually go Shadow Ball here. I barely survive. I switch into my Pelipper. I'm really hoping Pelipper is just going to be able to sweep the back line. I have to shield this and then wing attack all the way down. If Toxicroak comes in, one Weather Ball will not be enough, and I cannot afford to get hit by a move from this Toxicroak. I know that it will win CMP. I just go straight Hurricane. It's an AWAC in the back. I'm trying to get to back-to-back Weather Balls, but I'm one wing attack away. I'm one wing attack away, and I think this was CMP. I get that wing attack through, but this is a Shadow Bone. And it barely knocks me out, and I was one Mud Shot away from that Rock Slide. Ah, such a tough game. I should have stuck to my Pelipper safe swap. Shadow Abomasnow in the lead, so Shadow Abomasnow can win this matchup, but they have to commit their shields first. And I really can't switch out of here unless I put them into a range where I can wing attack them down. They caught on their Swampert, which was really, really nice. So I'm assuming that this is double water. So I'm going to farm this all the way down. And then I know I'm going to get a shield from that Abomasnow with my Sludge Bomb. But I'm fully anticipating another water type in the back. It could be Politoed, it could be Azu. Either way, my Pelipper is still looking really, really nice. If I can get to 2 Sludge Bombs here, that's amazing. This was actually CMP, so totally fine by me. Gonna let this go. And try to get to another Rock Slide. They catch again. Like, this person is just catching every single move, but unfortunately, it's actually not even working out very well for them because I'm just able to hard punish all their swaps. I'm going to no-shield this. They are running Shadow Bone. I need to come out of this with potentially enough energy to get to a Hurricane for that Abomasnow. So shield this, farm down, get to Hurricane, and Pelipper would win CMP against the Abomasnow anyways. I have the perfect amount of energy to get to a Hurricane there, and I'm able to take that out. Yeah, my opponent was really switching out a lot there, and it didn't pay off very well for them because unfortunately I had good responses to their swaps there. Good game. If it's Charm, this is great. One thing I love about this team, it absolutely like smashes Bastiodon because G-Fisk is great against it and Venusaur has play, and it also smashes Charmers. So I chip a Sableye with a Rock Slide because this is going to put it into Weather Ball range. Over farming a little bit, and then we get some really nice lag there. Really nice lag. So my opponent got an extra fast move, and then I lose CMP. This is just absolutely terrible for me. And they got another fast move through. Oh, this might be the set where like the lower half of my screen just like continuously doesn't allow me to throw my charge moves. I've been getting a lot of lag spikes lately. It's been very unfortunate, but it's kind of just the game that we play. So I'm wondering what could be in the back here. I'm thinking some sort of a water type, but it's actually their own G-Fisk, so this is actually tough for me. I'm going to go for a Rock Slide bait. If they call my Rock Slide bait, there's like no way that I can win. I do get the shield, and I actually switch into Venusaur immediately. I was really hoping that they were baiting, but they land the Earthquake. That sucks for me. Really, really sucks for me. But they shielded this Frenzy. So now they're in Earthquake range. So potentially all I need to do is just save my shield for my G-Fisk. Get to this Earthquake to take them out. Oh, look at this! Look at this! Look at this! I'm tapping my screen. My opponent's getting all this free energy through. It's terrible. I shield up the Earthquake. Now, I have to overfarm here. I have to get hit by a move, overfarm, have enough energy to get to an Earthquake against this G-Fisk. I'm gonna throw this Rock Slide. I'm at 100 energy. I'm 2 Mud Shots away from Earthquake. 1, 2, there it is. By some miracle, still able to land this Earthquake, despite the game really trying to make me lose. Good game. That was tough. Oh, those moments are so frustrating. G-Fisk Mirror. So I'm just going to go straight for the Earthquake here. Most of the time, my G-Fisk wins CMP because it's not super great PvP IVs. It is a little bit more attack weighted. So in the mirror match, winning CMP is really nice. Okay, I get Rock Slide baited, which means I'm at a significant disadvantage. So I catch on my Pelipper. I catch an Earthquake. That's really good for me. They bring out Tropius. It is an Air Slash Tropius. I know that I will survive one Leaf Blade. And they will not survive one Hurricane. So most likely I'm going to get a shield here. Just going to go straight for it. No point in baiting. I'm not going to get to 2 moves anyways. They do shield it. That's fine. I get farmed down. That's okay. Potentially they have a Pelipper of their own in the back or a Sableye. Because we're running very similar teams here, but my opponent has Tropius instead of Venusaur. I let that go through. Gonna throw a Rock Slide right here. I know that they're pretty low on energy on their G-Fisk because they threw that Earthquake. So I'm gonna shield this up, and I'm trying to overfarm here. They switch in their G-Fisk, so I'm just gonna Earthquake it. They were trying to catch a Rock Slide, but it did not work. If they bring, it is Pelipper, so I'm gonna throw a Rock Slide here. This is actually kind of a mistake. I should have instantly swapped the Venusaur because I gave my opponent a chance at potentially getting to Earthquake if I was not any faster there. So should have saved that energy and immediately swapped into my Venusaur. But out comes the Tropius, and I just go for Frenzy Plant here for fun. Even though I could have Sludged to take it out, I knew Frenzy would have been enough, so I'm able to take that there. Good game. I think I have one more battle here. Swampert lead. Absolutely terrible. Swap into Pelipper. They bring out Drifblim. So, I'm going to go for a Weather Ball here. I need to win switch. The only way I can win this game is if I can win switch or get all shields down. I let this Icy Wind go through because I knew that they were just going straight Icy Wind. Going to throw this Weather Ball once again. They let it go through. They are giving me an opportunity to win switch. I will shield this one. Oh, is this another game where I encounter amazing lag? Yeah, look at that. I was clicking my charge move the entire time, but my opponent's just getting free fast moves, and I'm continuing to be stuck there. I think I'm actually going to take all of these laggy battles where I still end up winning and make like a legendary battle series out of it, because this was infuriating to play. But I was still able to come back from a lot. I win switch, which allows my Venusaur to get on the Swampert. There's the Abomasnow. At this point, I just go for Rock Slide. And looking pretty good here. I'm just really hoping that I don't lag anymore in this matchup. They go for Energy Ball, trying to get a defense drop. And they get a Powder Snow through, even though it potentially was a CMP tie. Really unfortunate for me. This is just a Weather Ball. I survive it. I undertap this. Oh, I actually accidentally overtapped, but this is going to take it out. Doesn't matter how much the Swampert farms, because I will survive a Sludge Wave. I know I'm going to get hit by one because that Swampert has energy. CMP tie here. I will survive Sludge Wave and then be able to take it out, despite, once again, the game trying to screw me over. So thank you everyone so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you appreciate the content, and I'll catch you all in the next video.